In a medical malpractice case in New York, if the attorney takes 6 months to review and investigate whether or not you have a valid case, and they ultimately decide they cannot take on your case, and now you have to go to another attorney, do you still have the full time limit within which to go ahead and try and find an attorney to bring a lawsuit? You want to know the answer? Come join me for a moment as I share with you some great information. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury attorney practicing law here in the state of New York. The answer is no, you don't have the full time limit in which to go ahead and file a lawsuit. In New York, you should know that you typically have only 2.5 years from the date of any wrongdoing in which to bring a lawsuit against a private doctor or private hospital. And I have to give you this warning right now. You cannot, under any circumstance, rely on the information I just gave to you. You want to know why not? It's because the time limits can and sometimes do change. So you might be watching this video a month from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, and that time limit may not be valid. But the only real way for you to know for sure whether or not that particular time limit is valid is to pick up the phone and call. Then I can tell you whether or not it's timely. So now here's the question. If you go to an attorney to evaluate your medical malpractice case and you believe you have 2.5 years from the date of the wrongdoing within which to file a lawsuit, and now it takes the lawyer 6 months, which by the way is entirely reasonable because it takes a great deal of time to get all the medical records and then have it reviewed by various medical experts. So now after 6 months go by and they decide, you know what, this is not the case for us, we can't prove a case on your behalf, please take your records and go try and find another attorney. Guess what? You no longer have 2.5 years anymore. Now in all likelihood you have only 2 years in which to go ahead and file suit. You might have actually less time. So it's critical to remember that just because it took an attorney an extended period of time in which to review and evaluate your possible medical malpractice matter does not mean you still have the full amount of time when you go to the next lawyer. In fact, your time gets shorter and shorter day by day. That's why it's critical to get an answer as soon as possible. And once you do get an answer from an attorney, and if they're not taking your case, you now have to quickly find another attorney to see if they're willing to look into it and go forward with your case. So why do I share this great information with you? I share it with you just to give you an insight and an understanding into what goes on in these medical malpractice cases here in New York. You know, I recognize and I acknowledge you're watching this video because you likely have questions or concerns about your own particular matter. Well, if your matter did happen here in New York and you're thinking about bringing a lawsuit, but you have questions that need answers, what I invite you to do is pick up the phone and call me. I can answer questions just like yours, and you know I do this every single day, and I'd love to chat with you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, G-E-R-R-Y, at oginski-law.com. That's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a wonderful day.